Coach.
Yeah, I mean, much respect, obviously, to to Nate and Alabama and their season and just where they've been, since he's gotten there. I mean, they're top of sport in terms of quality of their program, and we were able finally just to defend well enough in the second half, get the three-point line defense under control there, and obviously executed late, and we're able to get that kind of separation. But they were really, really hard to guard, and I was thrilled with the way we defended and the way we closed the game out.
Looking for questions for our student athletes from UConn down in front. Dave.
Dave Borges, Hearst, Connecticut Media. Donovan, how does it feel to be, one win away from history that I know you guys have talked about most of the season, and the wrap on your hand? Can you explain that today?
The first part, everyone came to UConn to try to be a part of history, and we're one step closer to our goal. But none of us in this locker room are satisfied, and we know we have a lot of work to do. We have a big matchup on Monday, and my hand, just as bruised it the other day. I'm good.
Staying up front on the left side.
Stefan, tied your career high. I'm curious, first of all, if you were a little frustrated sitting out the last 5 minutes with the foul trouble, and second of all, if you were kind of aware that you were feeling it from the get-go, or if it just kind of came naturally to you.
Sitting out, clearly I didn't want to sit out, but I believe in our depth of our team, so I wasn't worried at all for me sitting out. And I had it going. My teammates, they put me in great position to be successful, and I saw a couple shots fall in early, and I just had it going.
If you have a question for Alex or Stefan or Donovan, please raise your hand. We'll go down front with Zach.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Donovan, what do you think about facing Edey, probably the most dominant player in the sport the last 2 years, National Player of the Year the last 2 years? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to playing against a guy like that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You play at this level to play big-time matchups, big-time games, and I got a lot of respect for Zach Edey. He's a great player, me and my team are going to get ready to battle and give everything we got on Monday.
Continuing with questions for the student athletes from UConn. Go down front, Dom.
Alex, when the team is hitting threes like they were in the first half, what type of feel sets in on your side? Do you get frustrated with it that you can't pull away, they keep responding with threes, or do you feel like sooner or later they're going to cool off? How are you approaching that when that's going on?
Yeah, we weren't surprised by it at all. We just had to stay together, and we just had to tighten up on the defensive end. We thought they were making threes because we were gifting them open threes. So we thought in the second half we had to do a better job of disrupting and making sure that they don't get open threes off. And I think we did a great job of that in the second half.
On the right side up front. Back right microphone.
Stefan, Sam Lance with Adam Zagoria and zagsblog.com. Those who know you know that you very rarely kind of get emotional, show emotion on the court. But after that alley-oop dunk, you were pretty animated out there and let Alabama know a little bit. What was it that kind of brought that out of you?
I just sensed that we had started to spark a run. I was just trying to get my teammates, just to have a little energy on the court. And it was a good dunk. It was a great pass by T-New, so I got kind of fired up for it.
Back up front with Zach.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Alex, it's now 11 straight tournament games you guys have won by double figures. You're making this look easy. Why do you think you guys have had such consistent domination in this tournament the last 2 years, and why have you been able to just kind of pick up where you left off this year from last year?
I think we just stay true to our identity. It's something that the coaching staff preaches every day. If we just focus on the defense and the rebounding, then everything else can go our way. And it really starts on the defensive end with us. We can get out in transition, and then offensively, we're just so unselfish. And we'll pass up good shots or great shots. We just have so much trust in one another. And then as Coach Hurley, he never let the returners be complacent with what happened last year. And the new guys, they're hungry for what we did last year and to have that feeling. So there's no let off.
Any further questions for those student athletes from UConn? There's one on the left.
Yeah, Kevin Sweeney, SI. For either Alex or Donovan, obviously you guys have seen what Steph can do offensively in practice, but to see him be this assertive and dominant on that end of the floor in a game like this, were you surprised? What did it mean to the team today?
We'll ask Alex to take that first, then Donovan.
No, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, we see it in practice, like you said, every day. And, we always want to be aggressive if you have the opportunity. And he had the opportunity at the beginning of the game to be aggressive, and he took advantage of it. So it's not really a surprise to us. I mean, we know how talented of a player he is on both ends of the floor. So, I mean, it's not a surprise at all.
Donovan, you can wrap things up here.
Yeah, like Alex said, it's not surprising at all. He's not like any other freshman. He's out there to do whatever his team needs, for him to do to win. And, he's, one of the best on-ball defenders that you'll see. And, he puts a lot of work in, and, he's the most unselfish player on his team.
Did you have a quick follow, Zach? Go ahead.
Steph, did you notice that them kind of playing off you a little? It looked kind of like their game plan was, make you beat them, especially early.
Yeah, I noticed it like the first play of the game when we were trying to run a set and the guy was guarding me in the paint. So I tried to take advantage of it early.
Did that motivate you at all? That kind of that them not really respecting your jump shot and kind of daring you to score?
I wouldn't say it was motivation. I would just say it was a kind of disrespect on their end to guard that far back. So, I took advantage of it early. I saw the ball going early, and I feel like it kind of sparked a good night for me.
We want to congratulate and thank Alex, Stefan, and Donovan for joining us down here. Congratulations again, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We're going to take questions for Coach Hurley in just a moment. UConn student-athletes are headed back to the locker room, which is open. We're going to take the first question for Coach Hurley with Eddie on the right side.
Hey, Coach. Eddie Pels from AP. I'm just wondering, there's coaches who come up after they lose and they're like, they were just better. There was nothing we could do about it. I was curious, have you had a moment tonight, during the tournament, during the last 2 years, where you ever looked at another team that was out there and go, I don't have an answer?
Well, at different points, different points of the game. They were 8 for 11 from 3 in the first half, which we wanted to keep their 3-point attempts to under 22 for the game. The problem was we were on target for the attempts, but they made 8. And I think the feeling just with the group is that it's body blows. It's body blows. It's continue to guard, continue to rebound, execute our offense. And then eventually there'll be a breaking point opportunity, that will present itself, especially in this tournament for us. We've just played so well.
Back to the room in the center.
Connor Sargent, the Daily Campus. Dan, we already heard from Alex on this issue, but I was wondering if you could touch upon what you told your team at the end of the half, because Alabama did shoot, like you mentioned, 8 of 11 from 3. And yet you guys were still up by 4. So what was the message? Were you guys feeling good and confident after the end of the first half?
Yeah, I thought they're a great offensive team. They're like the hardest team to guard. Illinois had a great offense, but these guys were harder for us to guard just because of their one-on-one abilities. They just had so many players that they could beat you off the dribble, make a 3. Nelson, you see his talent level. He's an NBA player. Modern, mismatched, positionless guy, Pringle. That's a very talented team. We just, we felt like if we just kind of stayed into them and, just kept doing what we do. It sounds like coach talk, but our identity is to be pretty relentless. And, we might not break you for, 18 minutes, 25 minutes, but at some point, if what we're doing at both ends and on the backboard is at a high level, it just becomes hard for the other team to sustain it.
On the right side by the column.
Ryan Hennessy, NBC 13 in Birmingham. All week, Bama fans were saying we got to shoot so many threes. Were you surprised by the game plan with Nate and his team?
To shoot a lot of threes? Well, yeah, they wanted to shoot them. I thought we went over everything and chased them off the line and, tried to funnel them into the mid-range, even though it's hard to do because they're such great coaches and Nate's such a great coach and their system of offense. It's the hardest to guard. that we've faced this year, because it's got elements of Xavier's transition game, which is incredible, Marquette's ball screen game, which is something else, and then Creighton's three-point shooting, all converged into one game here for us. So we knew it was going to be tough.
Up front on the right, Dom Amore.
Dan, I think when Tristan hit the three to make it a 13-point game, you turned and looked into the crowd and you did the right, yeah. And just
I used to do this,
yeah.
But Carmelo retired.
So is that when you finally kind of exhaled and felt safe, or was it tense up to that point?
Yeah, because you don't feel safe with that offense out there. Plus, you've seen enough games as a coach to see people find a way to lose a double-figure lead with a minute or so to go. But, like when you turn the ball over as infrequently as we do, and, I know we sometimes get some crap for the batting gloves and the dribbling warm-up that we do. That's kind of, high schoolish in a way and very fundamental. But if you look at the way that we take care of the ball, it's rare. It's rare.
Up front on the left.
Dan, Donovan earlier said Stephon Castle's not like any other freshman. He's the most unselfish player on the team. Can you speak to both those two things and also when you knew you were getting that?
Yeah, so you knew right away in the recruiting process, because of how quickly and decisively he made a decision, based on like the things that really matter, the culture, the connection with the staff, all the things that we do at UConn. And obviously he's seen some guards have some great success with us and over the years. So you just knew when you recruited them. And then when you got to the first practice and everything, whether you ripped them or encouraged them, everything was yes, coach. And he's just such a pleaser. And, he's his value at the next level. Obviously, you see it on game night, but a lot of NBA teams, they come through and watch us practice where he's even has the ball in his hands even more, where he gets to show all the things he could do that you don't always see on game night.
Third row on the left. This is the back left microphone.
Hey, Coach. Evan Miyakawa, evanmia.com. You guys average almost one 10-0 scoring run per game this season, and tonight you had 4 separate 7-0 runs. What is it about your team that allows you to take control of games so quickly like that?
Yeah, we flirted the whole year with 50% from the field. I think from an efficiency standpoint, we've been the number one offense in the country. We've kind of passed that, back and forth with Purdue and Illinois and Alabama throughout the year. So, the offense is super efficient. We're top 4 in defense. We rebound the heck out of the ball. So, we could bunch up stops, and then, we score a lot. So you get stops, you score. And I think we got a lot of confidence. And I think, there's a factor with teams now that have seen us play where, when we get on a run, I think it's, it's disheartening for the other team because they've seen it. They've seen us do it a lot.
Back to the room on the left side.
Coach Aiden Blank, News 12 Connecticut. As your second straight national championship, I'm wondering what similarities and differences you see between this year's team and last year's team.
Just that same, relentless, effort, and just a meticulous approach to, to performance and winning, and game planning with Luke and Kamani. 2 of the best in the country at what they do in every facet. So I think, Jordan's a different player than Cam, and Steph's a different player than Andre Jackson, and the bench is a little bit different. But, the culture, the preparation, the commitment to every aspect of the game so that we keep ourselves as bulletproof as possible in this tournament, which is hard. We make a hard tournament look easy. It's crazy.
Want to congratulate Coach Hurley on making the title game once again. Thank you very much, Coach.